What if I told you that crossing the Atlantic could make you realize just how much you took freshly baked bread, spontaneous street festivals, and simple public transport for granted? Every immigrant faces a few surprises, but moving from Europe to America, let's just say it's a masterclass in culture shock. Some differences you might expect, but others? They sneak up on you, turning into a gentle ache of nostalgia for a way of life you didn't know you loved. Trust me, after a few years here, there are 10 things I miss about Europe that still catch me off guard, and some of these might just surprise you. Hey there, welcome to Moving to America. I'm your name, and after packing up my life in Europe and diving headfirst into the wild ride that is American living, I've learned more about myself and both continents than I ever thought possible. This channel is where I share real-life stories, practical tips, and candid insights for anyone thinking about making the leap to the US, or just curious about what life is actually like on the other side. Today's video is for everyone who wonders what changes once you swap cobblestone streets for expressways. Stay with me, because the number one thing I miss is something no one prepared me for. Let's jump in. Here are the 10 things I miss most about Europe since moving to America. Number 10, walkability and public spaces. In Europe, it's normal to step out your door and have everything you need within reach. Bakeries, markets, parks, and cafes, most are just a 5-minute walk away, and you'll bump into neighbors or friends with every outing. Here in the US, outside a handful of big cities like New York or Boston, you quickly realize how car-centric life is. Running errands means driving between strip malls. Even getting a coffee can require starting the engine. I still miss those evening strolls, when the city belongs to pedestrians and every corner feels like an invitation to linger. Number 9. The fresh bread ritual. You haven't truly felt heartbreak until you've tried to find an authentic crusty baguette or flaky croissant in an average American supermarket. Don't get me wrong, America does many foods well, but bread is an art in Europe. In my hometown, grabbing a fresh loaf on the way home was a daily ritual. One I didn't realize was so special until it wasn't there. Here it's rare and feels almost like a luxury. There's a world of difference between bread baked that morning and something shipped from a factory. Number 8. Affordable and efficient public transport trains that run like clockwork, trams gliding quietly through the city. In most of Europe, public transportation isn't a backup plan. It's the main way people get around. It's affordable, timely, and reaches small towns and villages. When I first arrived in the US and realized how hard it is to visit friends across the city without a car, it was a real wake-up call. The freedom you get from good public transport can be priceless. Number 7. The casual cafe culture. If you've ever sat for hours at a European cafe over a single espresso, just people watching, you know what I mean? No one rushes you. Waiters aren't anxiously waiting to turn your table. Coffee culture in America is often about speed, giant cups, and to-go orders. I miss the slow drip of conversation, the clinking of tiny spoons, and the feeling that you're meant to stay and savor, not gulp and run. Number 6. Paid vacation and work-life balance. Here's a big one: vacation. In most European countries, 4 to 6 weeks of paid holiday is the norm. Long weekends, time with family, real mental breaks. It's built into the culture. The US is famous for its live-to-work mentality, and many people are lucky to get even 2 weeks off. Sometimes it feels like time off is almost frowned upon. I never thought I'd miss just how much downtime is valued back home. Number 5. Diverse small shops and open-air markets. Europe is a patchwork of tiny shops, family-owned bakeries, fruit sellers, butchers, bookstores, each with a charm all their own. Open-air markets with seasonal produce are just part of daily life. In the US, huge chain stores dominate, and while they're convenient, you lose that personal touch and sense of community. I miss the joy of buying strawberries from someone who picked them themselves that morning. Number 4. Healthcare without the headache. There's no way around it. The US healthcare system is complicated and expensive. In Europe, walking into a doctor's office doesn't mean a financial panic attack. There's peace in knowing routine care, prescriptions, or an emergency won't bankrupt you. For all its flaws, European healthcare offers a safety net that's hard not to miss once you've lived with it. Number 3. beautiful, accessible nature. Don't get me wrong, America has stunning landscapes, but in Europe, countryside is often right next door to the city. Hiking trails, rivers, beaches, and ancient forests are easy to reach, often by train or just a short bike ride. It feels normal to escape the bustle for a few hours and be somewhere wild and green without a 3-hour drive or organizing a whole expedition. Number 2. Street life and spontaneous festivals. One thing Europe absolutely nails is turning the outdoors into a giant living room. Summer nights bring street music, impromptu food stalls, and festivals that seem to spring out of nowhere. Even in winter, Christmas markets transform the darkest days into a glittering spectacle. In America, street life does exist, but those unplanned magical moments, dancing in the street or stumbling onto a food fair, are rare and something I ache for more than I expected. And finally, the number one thing I miss most: the quiet sense of shared history. You feel it walking on cobblestones worn smooth by centuries, or staring up at a cathedral that predates the country you live in. In Europe, history isn't just in museums, it's everywhere. There's a sense that you're part of a continuum stretching far behind you, which anchors you in a special way. America's energy and newness are incredible, but sometimes I crave that hum of history in the stones beneath my feet. So, what does all this mean? Honestly, moving here's transformed my life in ways I never expected. America has its own magic. Its diversity, drive, and optimism are things I've truly come to love. But no matter where you go, little pieces of your old home follow you, shaping your days and the way you see the world. Now, I want to hear from you. If you've ever moved to a new country, what's the one thing you miss most? Or if you're planning to move to the US, which of these would be hardest to give up? Drop your answer in the comments and let's start a real conversation. Hit like if you related to any of these points, and don't forget to subscribe to Moving to America for more true stories, survival tips, and honest perspectives on life as an immigrant in the States. Thanks for sharing this journey with me. Remember, wherever you go, you bring a world with you. See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.